With both starting pitchers tonight owning very good sinkers, it's not surprising the number of ground ball outs. Sarlos, in his 7 innings, and by the way, that's his second longest stint of the year, got 11 outs on the ground. And Garland, who worked his 7, got 13. So that's more or less the thing to be expected when these two hook up. Sarlos had a 1-2-3 first, as did Garland, but then in the second inning, Paul Konerko got things going with a double and was quickly moved to third base on Pierzynski's ground ball that almost got into center field, but for a fine play by Mark Ellis. And with Konerko at third, it was Aaron Rowan at the plate. Swing, and there's a little looper, going to fall into right field for a base hit, and the White Sox are on the board. Rowan fought off a pitch that time and managed to flare it into shallow right field to drive in the run. Konerko trotting home from third, 1-0 White Sox with 1 out in the second inning. And that was with the infield drawn in. Rowan at first base wound up at second on a wild pitch, and Timo Perez, who'd later have an important hit in the 9th inning of the ballgame, popped out. One of the most unusual plays of the night in foul ground in front of the A's dugout. Chavez had a long way to come from third, and Kendall from the plate. And like a rocket, Sarlos came flying from the mound and made the catch between them about 15 feet in front of the A's dugout. So there was still only 1 run on the board when Joe Creedy stepped in. Here's the 0-1 to the right-hand batter. Grounded up the middle. Crosby can't get to it. Threw in the center. Rolling around third. He'll score without a throw. And the White Sox jump to a 2-0 lead. Last night they did it in the first. Tonight in the second. And that was all the Sox would get. In fact, Sarlos faced a minimum 9 through the third, fourth, in the 5th inning. Meantime, the A's were getting him even in the 4th. It started when Kendall was hit by a pitch leading off against Garland. And an infield out by Kotze. Kendall wound up at second base. Bobby Crosby hitting third tonight, the next hitter.
1 ball, no strikes, 1 out. Kendall at second. The pitch is swung on and ripped to right center field. Up the alley, that's going to go through and go to the wall. Kendall rounding third. He can walk home, and pulling up at second with a double is Bobby Crosby, and that gets the A's on the board. Yes, here in this bottom of the 4th, it's now 2-1 Chicago.
And Garland got ahead of Eric Chavez, 1-2.
And Garland has the sign from Pierzynski quickly at the belt, the 1-2 pitch. Ground ball, and by the second baseman Harris, and rolls out into right center field for a base hit. Scoring from third is Crosby. Chavez ties it up. A's 2, White Sox 2.
And that's where it stayed until the top half of the 6th inning, when with 1 out, Willie Harris singled the left field. And again, the speed dimension of the White Sox came into play here in helping to untie the ball game, as Harris stole second base, and Frank Thomas waiting to capitalize. Line drive, base hit to left by Thomas. Fielded on 1 hop. Kelly up throwing. Harris trying to score. He is safe with the slide, and the White Sox take the lead. 3-2 here in the 6th inning. Garland became vulnerable in the 6th inning, but he did a great job of working out with minimum damage. Kendall opened with a single to center. Garland had a momentary loss at command, a 4-pitch walk to Kotze, his only base on balls of the night. Crosby, who had already extended his hitting streak in the previous at-bats of 13 games, hit a shot to left field through the hole, hit hard enough that Kendall had to stop at third, leaving the bases loaded, and Eric Chavez at the plate. Here's the pitch to Shabby. Swung, high fly, deep center field. It's a playable ball. And the catch made by Rowan. The tag up, and the ball game is tied. As coming home is Kendall, and going from second to third is Kotze, as Chavez evens it up at 3-3. And here's where Garland really bore down. He got Scott Hatterberg to foul out to third base, and Bobby Kelty to ground to third, and the A's had to settle for just 1 out of that, but they were even. It was to be short-lived, however, as in the 7th inning, Sarlos seemed to roll along under normal conditions, got a quick pair of ground ball outs, went 1-1 on Joe Creedy.
Now the pitch, swung on, hit deep to left center field. Kotze going back, racing at the track. He's going to watch it. It's gone, and Joe Creedy, just like that, gives the White Sox the lead. 4-3 Chicago on a deep shot to left center field.
And little did we know that Chavez's sacrifice fly was going to be the last effort by the A's offense that was at all productive, because that started a string of 12 consecutive A's batters right to the end of the game being retired. Garland finished up with a 1-2-3-7, and Clip Police a 1-2-3-8. Meantime, Justin Dutra and Rincon combined for a 1-2-3-8 inning, and Dutra found trouble in the ninth after getting an easy ground ball out to start the inning. Kerzinski blooped a little flare into left field just behind third base. Aaron Rowan singled him up to center, and Timo Perez, who was hitting under 200, liked the looks of the first pitch. Left-handed batter, a swing and a hard hit ball. Fair! Inside first down the right field line. Coming around from second to score is Kerzinski, and over at third, holding there is Rowan. A double by Timo Perez, and that insurance run is home in a hurry. It is now a 5-3 lead for the White Sox. After Creedy was walked intentionally to load the bases, Uribe obliged by hitting into a double play, ending the inning by putting the A's 2 down. In the end, it didn't really matter. Justin Hermanson came in and made short work of the Athletics on a Chavez line drive, a Hatterberg fly ball, and only Bobby Kelty with the hopes that the A's could somehow keep the streak alive. High fly ball, that should do it. Rowan in center field is under it and has it. And this one is in the books. And the winning streak is history. Final score, White Sox 5 and the A's 3. And Mark Burley, a 10-game winner against only one loss with 9 consecutive winning decisions, will try to put the A's down again tomorrow and give the White Sox the series win. But the A's have their own counter in Barry Zito of what should be a dandy, the final game of this homestand, the last home game before the All-Star break. Ken will be back with the scoreboard.